Xialu is a small village that lies beside Yashan Mountain in Jiangmen City, Guangdong Province. The village is well known for its ancestral halls of the Imperial Zhao family of the Song Dynasty. The most magnificent one of the dozen or so halls houses portraits of all 18 emperors of the Song Dynasty. The residents of the village are said to share the same family name of Zhao and to be descended from the imperial family of the Song Dynasty. So the village is also known as Huangzucun or Imperial Village. In 1276, the army of the northern nomadic Mongolian people occupied Hangzhou, capital of the southern Song Dynasty, and captured the young emperor. Two of the emperor's brothers, Zhao Shi and Zhao Bing, fled with their mother, the Dowager Yang, and a small escort. They headed southwards until they reached Yashan in Guangdong Province. 2 years later, Zhao Bing was crowned as the new emperor of the southern Song Dynasty in exile. On March 19, 1279, the remnants of the southern Song army were defeated by Mongolian forces. Faced with the imminent demise of the southern Song Dynasty, the prime minister Lu Xiufu threw himself into the sea with the 8-year-old emperor Zhao Bing in his arms. 3 kilometers from the Yashan ancestral hall, a pile of huge rocks stands beside the sea. It's said that once ships of the Song Navy were moored here. On one of the rocks, 13 characters are inscribed, which explain that this was the spot where the lives of the unfortunate child emperor and his prime minister, as well as the southern Song Dynasty itself, were ended. It is a great historical tragedy that the innocent Zhao Bing should have lived in exile from the age of 5 and died when he was just 8. As the last piece of territory belonging to southern Song, the rock witnessed the sad end of a once splendid imperial dynasty. The collapse of the Song Dynasty and its agriculture-based society marked the first time in Chinese history that a northern nomadic power would rule the country. This, it was thought, would have an adverse impact on the Han people's development of culture, the economy, and science and technology. History records that General Zhang Hongfan of the Yuan dynasty, when he arrived at the point on the coast where the young Song emperor's life had ended, ordered that 12 characters be carved on a rock commemorating his victory. It seems, however, that his original inscription was subsequently changed.
Zhang Hongfan 那个刻字，就郑国大将军张弘范灭宋于此，不是12个字吗？到明朝时候，元朝灭亡了以后，明朝时候就有人把这12字给它铲掉了，因为觉得这是一种耻辱了。那么一直到1962年，田汉在这，现在我们看的就是田汉的，在现在这个石头上的刻字就是说宋少帝与丞相陆秀夫寻国于此。那这是就是后人的一种追思吧。
The sea in Yamen Bay is now calm and tranquil. But it was here that 700 years ago, most of the people of the defeated Song Empire followed their child emperor and prime minister and committed suicide by throwing themselves into the sea. Historical records state that 7 days after the emperor's death, 100,000 bodies were seen floating in the sea off what is today Yamen. In April 1992, archaeologists using sonar detecting devices found 19 sites under the sea where they suspected ancient battleships may lie sunk. During the excavation that followed, hundreds of artifacts belonging to soldiers of the southern Song dynasty were found. Such is the scale of the discovery that some experts have even suggested that the sea area off Yamen might yield relics to rival the Terracotta Army in importance.
那么就在这个附近，这个水底下，潜水员摸到了一块木板一样的东西。那么这个木板呢，船板呢，应该是个船板，因为有那个刻痕。拿回去到北京大学的碳十四做碳十四的年代测定，时代呢大概就是这个宋元海战的大致同时，也就是说这块船板很可能就是宋元海战时候那个沉船的一个部件。
The poet Wen Tianxiang, a witness to the sea battle off Yamen, wrote, "Yesterday, Song ships filled Yamen Bay. Today, only Yuan ships remain." If what he wrote was true, it is possible that over 1,000 Song ships were sunk. Historians believe that, desperate to prevent their ships from falling into enemy hands, the Song soldiers would have deliberately hauled their own ships and gone down with them. A unique burial site is found in the small village of Yan'an near Yashan. A low wall encircles it, made of oyster shells. There's no tombstone. It is said to be the last resting place of Dowager Yang of the Southern Song Dynasty. As the story goes, Dowager Yang drowned herself in the sea after hearing of the death of her son, the young emperor. Her body was quickly found and hastily buried here by her guards. Fearful of reprisals by their new Yuan rulers, the local people marked the site with a simple tomb that had no written marks. The Song Dynasty was known for high regard for morality. A woman of virtue who had remained faithful to her husband even after he died would be honored with a memorial gateway. So it is significant that Dowager Yang was honored by nothing more than a simple tomb made of oyster shells. Even so, people still come from near and far to pay homage at Dowager Yang's tomb every year on the anniversary of her birth. A few members of the Song Imperial family survived, thanks to the protection they were given by the local people. They lived in secret until the end of the Yuan dynasty, when they resumed the name Zhao and established Guangdong, or Imperial village, and built ancestral halls to worship the 18 emperors of the Song dynasty. Still today, members of the Zhao family come from all over the world to visit Imperial village and discover their roots.